Salty.tv.
Good afternoon, welcome to day 2, game 3 out of the 4 games that we're going to get today. We're going to bring to you this game, Burley Griffins versus CAF. Burley Griffins are the other Canberra team, along with F Troop, and CAF, who we watched in the earlier slot from New South Wales. We've had the treat of 2 fairly good games to date. Paradigm versus F Troop in the morning. F Troop got out to a comfortable lead before Paradigm gave them a bit of a scare towards the end. And then CAF versus Monstars, where CAF had the run of play the entire game before Monstars came out after half and scored the last 2 points of the game after half to take it. They pinched it. So CAF looking to get reward for effort this game because they certainly didn't get it in their first game. In their earlier game. Players to watch out of CAF who are in form. Karen Ma absolutely crushed it in the earlier game. Ray Stewart also serviceable along with Sudis. We might get a quick word with Karen Ma. She's going to come join us for a quick chat. Welcome, Caro. How are you?
Good. How are you, Moz?
I'm well, thank you. You guys be very pleased with your effort in the last game, but a little bit disappointed with the outcome.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty rough. We've had a lot of really, really tight games this tournament. We're down 2 Universe point losses at the moment, and we had a really good comeback against Meraki, which is a really good team, but yeah, we just can't quite punch it in at the end. But yeah, hopefully we can get a win on this one and get the spirits up a little bit.
Your game personally, just as we watch the first long disc of the game to Warwick Shepherd, the question will be whether it's in, it's not, so your mum will have a look at the first break of the game. You personally, your name was one that we called a lot. You would have been up there with best on, if not the best on. How are you feeling about your game?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I've not played with this team before, so it's good to get a bit of a all-round go, just a bit of handling and cutting upfield a little bit. But
I reckon you can do what you want right now, Caro. I reckon they'll take you doing whatever you please.
Right, it's just a bit disappointing on that. I couldn't field the pull on that last one.
Don't you worry about that last point. As I said to you earlier, you forget about that because you had a stellar game.
Does Sally, you want to have a word? Is that something that you want to do?
So, just finally, anything from an adjustment perspective you're going to do?
From an adjustment perspective, no, but I'd like to promote the Carol and Sally Instagram page.
You can give it a plug, absolutely. We love the social media here.
Sally's jumping up and down at the moment.
I don't understand this newfangled social media, so you're going to have to talk me through it.
So it's actually just, I post photos of Sally of being really unphotogenic while playing Frisbee, and she does the same back. It's all in all a good time.
Okay, so Caro and Sally Instagrams.
That's it.
That's what you want. Well, Caro, best of luck for the rest of the game. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much,
look forward to more highlights.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, back live to the action. We've now got Rob Swan jacking one deep to Cam Bennett. It's going to sit up, so it's going to be a competition, but the sideline might be... Well, no, Cam Bennett beats them all. And drops it, says no, not a call. Must have been a little bit of attention, but Cam said, that one's on me. To his credit, Shepherd picks it up. They're going to get a chance now, and winds one up from the corner, shoots the other corner cone, so the wind will bring it back into the middle. Rob Swan's underneath it. Rob, again, he's been deep all day. The teams are intent on throwing it to him, and Rob can't complete the pass to Chris Crimmins, who unfortunately drops it. And was walking to the disc. They streamed the first cut through early. It was Alex for the hammer. Hammer's caught. First score of the game. Warwick Shepherd, lovely hammer in some challenging wind. See, they ran that first cut quite early. But Rob Swan sitting well on the open side. He wanted a taste at the open side shot, which left his opponent free as a bird. I think that's a Sheikh Khan there. It is a Sheikh Khan. Notches up his first stat for the game. And the game's first score. So 1-0 Burley Griffins get out to the start that they would have wanted. They did give CAF a look at a turn. Other games going on in these power pools are Hello Newman versus Monstars over on field 1 and Paradigm playing Crank on field 3. A nice early shot from Mr. White. Looking for Finn, but landing out of bounds. Looks like Finn's been hitting the gym a little bit. I remember Finn being beanpole. Looks like he's been, at least in the upper body region, hitting the gime. So, Jules Mellor picks up the disc. CAF set a fence. Finn once again. If you watch that, he's not even looking at the disc. It's a good way to play, but then it enables the thrower to do that. However, it works for CAF in this instance. Opponent couldn't hold on to it. That's Aaron Garbett. So, CAF, a chance to convert their break. Sorry, convert their O. Big put from Reeve. That's caught by Finn. The Finn in the gym. Holly Reeve, lovely throw. Keeps it on serve, one apiece. I don't know if we're going to be able to get footage, or we'll get footage of the goal here. This is Holly Reeve. Just pinpoint, that's a perfect throw. Finn takes it in well. One thing you'll see with CAF's fence, we might get a look at it a little bit later, is the way that they're playing that 1-3-2-1, the 3, it looks like they're setting the middle person into crash. So in that case, it was Finn. So Finn's essentially turning his back to the disc. It's a risky play, but it means that you can see the people coming in and you're not relying as a wall, you're not relying on the wings or the deep or your sideline to talk to the crash, to tell you that it's crashing in. So you can see as they set up, Finn there pointing, he can order the structure of the wall because he knows he's going to face the other way. He starts facing, and then as soon as he hears a voice, you see he turns there, and he's just there to block. Now he'd want to keep his arms in, he can't block with his arms. Now the thing that opens up is he didn't see when the disc was thrown, but again, it worked in that case. Worked well for Finn, so if they can keep doing that, it will force the Burley Griffins to readjust slightly. Let's see if they can do it. Reese with the pull, Reese Stewart. Nice pull. Will hold up a little bit. Almost reached the end zone, not too bad. So, was Shepherd part of the Shepherd dynasty. Jacks a flick nice and early, Rob Swan. Again, just says, thank you very much. You're probably the 15th opponent to throw it to me deep today. Probably gets more deep shots off his opponents than he does off his own teammates. CAF setting up in a vert. Cav have Karamar on, who we had a chat to earlier. Legit unit. And she's gone. Come on, Rob, send it. Doesn't send it. Hits Reese in the dump. Reese holds it to about an 8 count. Rob gets away. Reese wants to throw. Does now. Rob's gone. And nice straight up marking. Caro's going to have to work here, but not even Caro can get to that one. Flat-footed by the time Rob threw it, and now Was Shepherd's going to look for the quick shot. They've set the zone straight away. Was again goes upstairs with the hammer. And it's incomplete. And there is a foul. I was going to say, probably a foul. This is Sam Shellard having a chat to Rob. So let's have a look. Was not shy of the hammer. Yeah. Rob arguing that he would have gone straight up. Have another look. So Carrie, yeah, just by the time she'd thrown that, sorry, by the time the throw had gone, she was a bit flat-footed. They did well adjusting straight into the zone. And a little bit of contact. Rob Swan arguing he went straight up. He definitely didn't go straight up. But I don't know if the contact affected the throw. So Rob now to Caro. Caro weaves a sick little inside flick to Rob. And a couple of bobbles and then a drop. And we're going to have a chat. So this would be Max Magny saying that he got the nugget come through and he felt stripped off that after Reese initially dropped it. So that's a lovely throw by Cara to start with. Then Reese dropped. And then, ooh. Okay. So it came through to Max Magny after it ricocheted off Reese. Let's have a look here. Excellent inside throw from Caro. Rob releases, oh, it was a D. It got a touch on it. That's what it was. But anyway, disc back in. Max Magny held it. So the strip was uncontested. Caro gets the flick. Flicks out. Rob to Reese. And White is free. No, it's not White. It's Magny, I think. It is. Max Magny gets the goal. 2-1. Stays on serve. So we are global. We're trending. AMUC 2017. If you want to have a listen or join in. Heckling is one of the great aspects of our sport, but if you can't do it, if you're not here, you can definitely get online, become a keyboard warrior. So Rob, nice dishy to Reese, had enough separation, pulled this mark over, allowed his flick out, and a really nice sit for Max Magny. Getting underneath, catching the easy goal. Alrighty. M. Hodgson coming off a pretty strong game. Last game, he was one of the better players for CAF. Was amongst a lot of the action. And M's pull is a really good one. Big outside in. No one in a habit to catch it. Bobbles a little bit, gives CAF a good amount of time to get down and set their junk. 1-3-2-1 being played, but a lot of air being shown. Was Shepherd manages to reel it in. He's a big lad. He gets it to his teammate in, I think it's Sam Shellard. And now another overhead. That probably came from Moz, you'd imagine. Back to Woz. Warwick Shepherd, Hammer, if he's only going to throw hammers all day, I'd imagine. And then showing a little bit of it. And a turnover, M. Hodgson gets the turn. There was a second chance on offer. But M does enough. To White. White to Reese. Reese the outside flick. Warwick with a sniff, couldn't convert it. And Hodgson grabs it. And doesn't pivot, then throws an outside in flick, and he's given Sudis a lot of work to do. It was actually not a bad throw, but it was right over the back of Sudis' head, so Sudis didn't know whether to turn left or right. Had he been able to track it from the start, he probably would have been able to grab it. It was within his reach. It just came from a bad angle and in at heat. So you'll see Sudis. He looks left, he looks right, and by the time he's tracked it, he's cooked. So Warwick loving his overheads, even with a bit of intentional helix. And here's the D, well done M, still kept it alive. Disc, nice bid by the Burley Griffins player to try and keep it alive. Diana Fajaro it was. And Warwick back in with it. And they look to slice this through nice and early, but Sudis tracked predicted the throw. That's Craig Graham. And White doesn't make the best of the opportunity. Wastes it. Opportunity for Caff to get a break in. Didn't do it. Warwick. It's out now, it's over to Nick Hodgson. Warwick, then over the top to Craig Graham. Graham holds. It's Warwick. Warwick with the backhand into the middle, but it was over the head of his intended receiver, who was Kat Trin. We're going to just... What's up? Is it Cath up or Burley Griffins? All right. Bell Lamb gets it back to, I think it's M. Sutton, is it? No, to Kat Gilbert, sorry. So Kat Gilbert with it. No count on her. Penny Fung marking her to White. White looks, hits, it's a low to laser, and that's out of there, but there's a foul call. But chop of the arms, didn't give him a chance to put any sit on it. So you'll see, just brings it across, arm out, bang. Yep, fair enough, I don't think that'll be contested. Probably nothing malicious in it. You wouldn't want him to do it every time, but fair enough, it comes back with the 0 count. White will get another crack at it. All right, Nick Hodgson says, my bad. Marks again, this time a bit more with the T-Rex defense, but rather than arms out. So Kat Gilbert with it, gets around. Helen Epstein. Out now to Karen Ma. No, apologies, that is Sally Yu. The other half of the Instagram crew. And it looked like there was a good D. We were blindsided here. I didn't get a good view of it. And that is a stinker. That is a real Eisenhausen throw. And Caff have a chance to make them pay. Ben Sudis. He's got Sally coming, streaming under. Helen into Gilbert. Caff working it incredibly well through their girls. White now. to Sutis to Epstein. Epstein unloads a backhand to Sally Yu. And that's as good a point you'll see. Sorry. Wasn't Sally Yu, she was in the stack. Well, it's on the far side. It's very hard to see. But the important thing was CAF did an exceptional job with their flow. Wasn't that way the whole point, but it happened when it mattered. They worked it through. There were a lot of open players. There was some really good discipline in cutting us, particularly under. And I think it was Belle Lamb with the goal. Yes, Belle Lamb with the goal. So that was the layout block. That was the D. That was Craig Graham. Really nice D. Good layout block. Would that be 3-1? So, 3-1. The pool is ordinary. They'll have a choice of taking from about halfway or back at the brick. I'm not sure which one they're opting for at this point. It does look like it'll be sideline. They're asking the sideline to clear as best as possible. That's the thin sideline, so it'll be tough. Burley Griffins with it now. Can they make it work? Nice big overhead, but there's a... Oh! Well, everyone's okay, and that's the important thing, but that was a bit of a bold bid. Susan Deadman's credit, she absolutely smashed it. She wore it, went in there, caught the disc. I think she was terribly impressed with the bid, but managed to play on. I think she's got a right to be. Probably wouldn't want to see that bid too many times. Sam Shellard throws one, manages to get it cleaned up by Jez Barron. In the middle. Back to Sam Shellard. Over to Susan Deadman. Deadman. Over to the far side now. So there's a lot of movement going on, which is so positive, but not much happening by way of popping. Susan, now they get a popper. Deadman is on the right. Instead, it's an inside-out break, which is superb. Right over on the far corner now. Ashik Khan. Now it's Barron. Over to Sam Shellard. Sam Shellard wants that inside break again, doesn't get it. Now he wants to go upstairs, can't. Susan Deadman. And a timeout called. So the movement was positive. Susan Deadman on screen did an exceptional job to save a disc. The first disc coming in after the pull wore a little bit of attention. I think it was Chris Crimmins coming in. Again, not malicious, but he probably could have been a bit more careful. It was Chris Crimmins, and Susan took it, had a look at him and said, "Are you right?" Probably didn't appreciate it, but she did very well to get herself in a good position. Yeah, gave him a lot for too, which I think is fair enough. There was a little bit of contact. It could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better. And that was a very nice inside break as well. So Burley Griffins with a very valuable opportunity to keep touch with CAF, who are on 3. The timeout is over. Deadman will go to the disc. get some scores around the ground from you shortly, or from everyone shortly. Once again, Kath opting for a junkie zone. Or it's maybe just Reese sitting. It's Reese sitting as a wide poach. Up the line, gets away. And then a crossfield hammer. Looks good. They execute. That looked like a set play. Susan's up and about. She's pretty happy down the bottom of the screen. Fair bit of swag from the lad that caught it. He just goes, yeah, this is business as usual. Check me out. Lovely throw, lovely grab. Sam Shellard's throw. Hits Jez Barron. So this is the third of 4 games today. We'll have one more game coming to you later this afternoon. I don't think we actually know what it is because it will be a pre-quarter. So this last time slot will determine where the rest of the teams will play. I think we've got a score of 5-3 over on the Newman versus Monstars field. I believe that's Hello Newman up. And was Shepherd with the pull. They're just forward of the brick. White to Karamar. Karamar looks, throws and goes. That hits Reeve. Holly Reeve back to Ma. Ma wants that, goes upstairs, up high release backhand to Sudis. Sudis goes to M. Hodgson. Hodgson to one of the Epsteins. I think that would be Katie Epstein. It is. Epstein to Holly Reeve. Holly fakes the flick. Karamar is just brought her own frisbee today and then throws the goal to White, and then looks like there's a pick call. And oh, White doesn't like it. Don't know if we can get a shot of Chris White. Sorry, Lachlan White. But he's not thrilled. It's always hard. You caught a goal, you feel up and about, and then someone goes, no, you didn't. I'm taking this away from you. So let's see if there was the pick. Disc is in. Holly. Reeve to Karamar. Well, if she wasn't going to throw the goal, she said, oh, I might as well catch it. Exceptional point from Caro. I know it's a team sport, but it is also about the individuals. Calf convert, 2-4. So Carey gave it straight off, then ran a little ISO. He's putting a case in for MVP. You would say Elsa Enting Hawk as well would have a, based on her, the way she played yesterday, if she can bring that every game of the tournament, it should be a fair shake. Susan, can you come here for a sec? Can I have a chat? We're going to have a quick chat with Susan Dedman, who took a pretty impressive grabs. Susan, throw those cans on for us. Go the other way around.
Oh, the way.
Ignore, well, no, is that right?
Yeah, that's good. Cool,
excellent.
got it.
So, a nice grab, and I think you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. I was ready to call foul. I was like, oh, it's all good, I got it.
Well, you did turn around to him, and I thought it was like, are you right there? What was going on?
No, that was good. Yeah, like I had position, he just elbowed me in the head. But I ended up with it, so it was fine, didn't need to call anything.
It was a very impressive grab, and the rest of the point was pretty good as well. Okay, well, just wanted to check you're all right, and if you Maybe had a quiet word with the lad himself.
No, he came up and apologised actually,
Yeah,
so that was really good.
Well, that's a beautiful thing in our sport. All right, thank you, Susan.
Thanks.
All right, so in the meantime, CAF have managed to create a D. And it's a nice shot, even a nice bid to try and finish it off. But unfortunately, Sally Yu couldn't bring it up. So Craig Graham, I think there are two Craig. I've been calling Craig Graham every second player. Big overhead flippy floppy hammer. Hits Hodgson, which is fine. And this time, Rob Swan can't defend deep. Nathan Hames got it on him. Rob's been pretty decent deep, but not that time. Very nice throw. Excuse me, 27. What's your name? What's your name? That what? SVATOS. Very nice grab. It's good from the Burley Griffins. Get the quick turn, quick score, stay in touch, 3-4. All right, was Shepherd hand up. He's going to let one go. Challenging conditions to pull. And arrives just this side of halfway. Rob Swan going to the disc to pick up. Aaron Garbutt marking. It looks like a straight up mark. Rob Swan doesn't care. He's just gone straight to White. And Lockie White scores what's probably up there with the easiest point of the tournament. Rob Swan deserves a little bit of credit there, in the sense that he was able to throw around what looked like a straight up mark. And given the separation in the stack, you'd suggest that the players downfield were playing in front in line with what was straight up force. Had a decent amount of separation. Nice low release. Great angle of it there too. And that keeps CAF with a little bit of separation, 3-5. We'll see if we can get one more look at Rob's put. Probably worth another one. Yeah, it did look like a straight up, but just got hands low. But sat enough elevation on it that it did have enough time for Lockie White to get under it. We're hearing that there may have been a little bit of a travel involved too, which never hurts. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Jack, that's a great call. He's nowhere close. Oh, it wasn't a good throw. He just stepped around him. Let's we'll get the man himself and just advise him of that, because this one might be a brick. No, it'll stay in. Khan will get it going straight away, but unfortunately there's been a drop. Nathan Hames just bobbled a little bit in the wind, I suppose. And Reeve, Holly Reeve, gets the flick out, gets it to Helen Epstein. Not a whole lot going on in the stack. Reese decides to cut now, but it's a bit too late. Sudis has it. Sudis moves around. Gets to Max Magny. And there's a pick call. We might just grab Rob Swan. Mike, if we can queue up that huck. Rob, have you got a second? Just jump on these. So we're just going to follow the action for a minute, and then might just have a quick chat to you about your put.
Oh, thank you. It was good fun.
Oh, I haven't said it was good yet. Tsao looks to Holly. Reeve, and that's a goal. Take a seat, Rob. Just have a look at something. So I actually, as much as it pains me to say it, I started off by complimenting that because it looked like there was a straight up mark going. But we had another. Yeah, you felt that? What else, did you feel anything else? Mike, can we have a look at the replay if you get a second? Watch your back foot, mate. Watch it. Gone. That is taking the B155, Rob. And I spent the first 2 minutes teeing up going, that's an excellent throw on a straight up force, blah, blah, blah. And Jack goes, look at his back foot. So I think you pinched one there. Anyway, look, take it as constructive feedback. I love the fact that you sat down ready for everyone to get around you about what a lovely throw it was, but we're really just coming to tell you it was a trouble.
You just got to take them as they come. You know, I do what I can.
Yeah.
Look, my team congratulated me, but they also don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, you know what? It's not a travel, it's a goal. That's all you need to worry about. But nice throw, nice travel. Best luck for the rest of the game.
Thanks, Buzzer. I'll enjoy it.
All right, 3-6. CAF converted there. Managed to do so without any of their players travelling. So CAF starting on D, outside in from M. Hodgson. It's a nice pull. It's coming in with heat. Gets it on the first bounce. Does it well. Challenging throw in the wind. And CAF are going again with this zone, but it gets sliced through. Matt Svardos, who I've been calling Craig Graham up until this point because they've got a similar number and a similar coloured hair. Grabs it, he throws back to Woz. Woz goes to Miriam Downey. And then M. Hodgson gets a nice one. Baited a throw down the wing. Got his body in front of a bid to make sure, and then he wants a big put. A couple of players on their team sitting in the same area, but Max Magny manages to get the big swing over. Then goes to Finn. Finn in the gym. Finn goes, he pops one deep, and we got a chance for M. Hodgson to have a double happiness. Exceptional point from M. Hodgson. Did it on both sides of the disc. I'm still not sure about those socks. But anyway. So here's M. Yeah, all right. Not bad. And there might be a timeout on the field here, so we're going to get a chance to check this out a few times. So M did well, got himself in front of it. And then Finn fakes flick, fakes backhand, goes back to the flick. Really nice waiting on it, and M had a good head of steam up, so he could run on. Nice little bit of inside out, bringing it back into his body. Give us one more look at that shot, Mike, because I think if you look at it closely, you see Finn with a little bit of the Shane Warne style tongue out as he's about to throw it. Can we play that again? So Finn and Hodgson. So if you look at Finn there, just with a bit of Kiss style, Gene Simmons stuff. But to be fair, that's a very nice throw. If you throw like that, you can have your tongue out as much as you want. So CAF 7-3. Yeah, just catching flies, sticks it out. Well done, Finn. So CAF with the pull. Again, challenging conditions to pull, and it's just over halfway. All right, Burley Griffins bringing it in. Really nice pop. Did he have it? Yeah, okay, we'll say he did. I think that is Craig Graham there. It is. He gets a flippy floppy scuba over the top. Back to Craig Graham. Craig Graham, rapid fire, flick fake. They move it over. Really quick move. They've got a Aiden Barron. Aiden looks up but throws a woeful throw straight to the defender. Now it looks like Reese. No mark on him, so he can take his time. Oh, there's an air bounce throw. That was Chris Crimmins, just not reading the wind, which is now going from left to right. So catches any kind of lip, it's going to bobble up. Nick Hodgson throws a turn. think the sideline got in his ear there because he turned around and gave a big thumbs up to the sideline. So I think this is just what I want to get Finn having this as his Facebook profile photo, just with the tongue sticking out. All right, Reese has taken his time. He's now ready to bring it in. And nice big backhand. But nice read from Nick Hodgson. I've been told he's an under 18, is he? Under 18, under 19. He's a junior. And Chris Barron joining him as well. So some genuine talent coming out of ACT. Aiden Barron, sorry. Now Reese with it. Reese wants the backhand, but really well marked by Jez Barron. And now he goes. Now there's enough sit on this for it to be a competition, but the Burley Griffins player does have good position. And that was Sarah Gillett getting it. And so Nick Hodgson's tapped it in. No one's marked him, so he's ready to go, but no one really capitalised on it. Aiden Barron. But a turn there. Reese managed to get in the way. And gets it back. Reese looks, sticks it to Lila Apple. She can't convert it. Craig Graham runs it to the end zone line and sticks it, and maybe he did it for territory because he certainly didn't really have an option, but it's managed to roll straight to the end zone cone. So we've got brothers on the team, do we? That's probably what's confusing me, Jack, is it? Aiden Barron and Jez Barron. Right, so apparently there's quite a bit of representation from the juniors on the Burley Griffins. Aiden and Nick are on the Thunder squad. Very good. Reese gets it to Sudis. Sudis in on the cone now, but their stack is pretty disorganised. Not a lot going on by way of the cutters, so they're going to have to do this with the handlers. Nice safety by Bell Lamb. Bell gets it to Cam. Cam toes his feet in. Back to Sudis. Sudis, great balance when he throws. As per. Those are the Leela Apple. Leela Apple, nice overhead grab, had to stop the prop. Back to Sudis. Sudis over to Reese, who grabbed it, but then it just slipped out on the way down. And now no one's gone with the big fella. And this is Aiden Barron. Through to Craig Graham, and he's happy to put it up. He's going to go to Jez Barron, and Jez Barron grabs it. So there are two very young, very tall Barron boys out there, and both involved in that play to give Burley Griffins a score to make it 4-7. So there was Barron number 1 to Mr. Graham. And put it out to Barron number 2. And here are the Barron brothers coming off. Just bottom of screen.
Are you boys both juniors?
All right, so Jez Barron is 20, and and then the Aiden Barron's 18. So it sounds like 1 in, 1 out. Both of them look about 12, but 6'4". There they are. Maybe it's the bucket hat. Maybe he's had that bucket hat since he's 5. Being joined there by Nick Hodgson, who is a junior as well. So, better pull by Woz. This one lands inbounds up closer to the brick mark. And Helen Epstein coming to the disc. Allen gets it out to Karamar. Karamar, White's gone and Caro sticks it. It's a laser. Oh, just too far. Ooh, geez, it looked good out the hand though. Lockie White had some pace up. He's getting some feedback about his weight from his sideline, which I'm not sure is appropriate. They're not chastised. That's it. That's how much they love Caro, that they're going to choose some guy out for not being thin enough, rather than it just being a turnover. Was close. Ultimately overthrown by Caro. And here comes the zone. So 4 around the disc. 1, 3, 2, 1 is the zone. Overhead throw. Okay from Burley Griffins. Back to Woz. Woz lets one go. M. Hodgson has the sit. Well done from M. Got in front of Nathan Hames. And now he has to work. Karamar. Bad throw by M. And now Woz wants to go again, and he will. Woz jacks the backhand. Hames under it. Hodgson with him. And Hames gets in front at the last moment, but a bobbled out of his hand. Not a bad plan. Hames went the weak side, then chose to charge under the disc. He would have had it had he held it, but now Hodgson, he goes. And now Woz worries, it was Max Magny under it. And Woz is going to walk it up whilst his team gets into position. Taps it in. Woz looks wide. He wants to get it back. They're going to struggle. Oh, they struggled to get it to him. But he caught it. He'd done well. Then goes upstairs to Chantel Jones, but the disc turned over a bit too much in the air. Trailed away from her. Karamar. And a pick call, fair enough. Oh, it's pretty clear. Max Magny through the front of the stack. His opponent couldn't go with him. So I'll try and get a look at the block, whatever it was, or the almost block that was managed to save. Caro's got it. And a violation. Magny went early by the looks of it. It was a shame because the dump had gone off to Hodgson, which they probably would have taken. So, I'm not entirely sure. We'll try and get another look at it after this play. Caro looks to Hodgson. Hodgson back to Karamar. Karamar, the around backhand. A lovely bid by Matt Svardos, but it is Max Magny with the goal. Excellent flow. Thumping the break side, just continually going back and around and around. So here's one back, and then Caro. So that's the goal. And we'll jump back and we'll take a look at was saving the day. So it was a handblock and was just reflex grab. That's really nice by Wazza. That disc was dying quick, had absolutely nothing by way of rotation on it. Stuck the Duke out. Grabbed it. Well done, Woz. So we've got a timeout on the field. Half time. Half time on the field. 8-4. So we might try and grab some time. We'll have a look at a couple of highlights, and then we'll try and grab some time with a player from one of the teams. Maybe have a chat to the Burley Griffins to work out how they're going to get back in this game, or CAF to see how they do not let the history repeat. All right, take a look at the highlights. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the second half. CAF versus Burley Griffins. CAF took half 8-4. Now they took half last time. We got Woz. Do you want to have a quick chat, Woz? We're going to have a chat to Woz, work out what Burley Griffins spoke about in the huddle, see what they need to do different as Burley Griffins go for the first pull, and Finn sprints down to try and stop the roll. You have to put it on the other way there, mate. Other way. As Rob Swan looks for the first quick strike goal, but it might be out of bounds.
Oh, we almost
incomplete. How are you, Woz?
Pretty good, pretty good. We've had a fun tournament so far, and glad that we're playing some quality ultimate.
You've been having patches of brilliance, but ultimately the half was 8-4.
Yes.
What was the message coming out of half?
I think just a few minor things to be wary of. We're playing a lot of straight up, and they're still able to huck downwind, often with their backhands, so just some slight adjustments there. In terms of our offense, in these blustery conditions, I think we also need to move it side to side, don't need to look for those hard penetrating throws too much.
What about the crossfield hammers that have more been coming out of your repertoire than anyone? As we watch a nice grab there to keep the disc alive.
Oh yeah.
They've been good, don't get me wrong, I've quite enjoyed them.
Yeah, I think happy for people to throw them if it's on. And
you've also been testing their deep deeps. You've been happy to let a few go.
Yep, oh there's another one.
Another one goes there, and Rob Swan managed to swats it away.
You passed the test.
Well, I don't know if it helps you, mate, but CAF went in over half on half, having dominated Monstars in the entire first half. And Monstars scored every point after half to beat them. So
wow,
that's cause for optimism as we see Finn get the goal. Best of luck for the second half, mate.
Thanks, Mazza.
So CAF managed to get the break to take it to 9-4. So Finn with a really sweet give go. His opponent didn't go with him. Yeah, let's watch that again. Can we watch that again, Mike? So Finn really aggressive in terms of wanting to run the disc. He picked it up, he threw. So you'll see Finn here, picks up throws. His opponent, both opponents turn around, so they're just struggling to find men, which means Finn can waltz over to the open side. No one can pick him up, so they're struggling a little bit. You'll see his opponent there, so 91, goes straight to his to where the disc was thrown rather than staying with. So Jez Barron there, in one sense, probably doing what he felt he needed to do in just putting pressure around the disc. But unfortunately, one of his players, one of his teammates downfield had the same idea, and it left the man with the tongue to have an open grab in the goal. So here's the layout to keep the disc alive. That's a great grab. Woz has run up after a substandard pull. Looks to put it to Khan. The Sheik can't chase it down. but there's a call. Oh, it might be an injury, is there? Right. Just take a minute now as the players reset. So it looks like a string, unfortunately, it might be. Hamstring, is it? But he's been given a sour snake lolly, so I'm not sure. That's a good start, but I don't know if that'll bring him back on the field anymore. But, oh, huge foot block. Hand block or a foot block, I don't know which one it was. It was a foot block. It was a foot block by Sam Shellard. Reese wanted the backhand, then went back in, then went the backhand again, and Shellard was all over it, got all of it. Was now with the disc. Oh, they're running some kind of ISO into the middle, but didn't really go to plan. And Reese manages to get another shot. Goes to M. And back to Reese. But Reese can't get it past Susan Deadman. Was all over it. I think he wanted Epstein, but Deadman was in front of her. So Deadman with a couple of highlights this game. So Reese, yeah, Deadman in front. Nothing Epstein could do about that. Probably just should have never gone. Shellard back to Woz. Woz over the top, but a nice bid, but a really tough ask. Reese again. Oh, Shellard wants it. He stuck the boot out again. Reese thought better of it this time. He wants to go flick side, and now there's another foot block. This time coming from Aiden Barron. And this time, Woz goes, I will just score a goal rather than turning it over. Gives Aiden Barron double happiness. The bucket hat's happy. He gives the disc another kick. So, this time, Chris Crimmins. And we'll look at it one more time. Chris unlucky, but and that'll happen. Everyone will get blocked. But what he did is he had a moment of just thinking about it and sat in his head when his opponent actually ran through. So you see the block from Barron, and Barron goes, and Chris goes, oh, by the time he worked it out, it was too late. It was a break throw, but he kind of sat in his own head for a second there going, oh, geez, I feel a bit silly. That doesn't help. Speaking of silly, Barron gave the disc a nice kick and then went back and gave it a bit more attention. To be young. 5-9 to the Burley to CAF, but the Burley Griffins were the one with the score. And the pull's gone up. Not bad, but the wind just takes it, stops it dead. And it does land inbounds. White comes in, gets the pop, throws an air bounce throw. This is trouble. And Woz grabs it. And Woz then sends it back. Now Robin, there's a competition, but both players ran under it. Both Rob and Nick Hodgson. And Burley Griffins now playing his own. Lila Appel. Back to Rob Swan. Rob Swan to White. White to Apple. Held back to White, back to Swan, now to Sudis. Sudis in the middle of the field. Junk being played by Burley Griffins, and they are getting whatever they want, CAF. Lots of open options. The zone needs to kind of restructure itself. And now they do. High release flick to Sudis. Pretty nice. Sudis to Rob Swan. So the Cup at least now have a chance to get a count on between Sudis and Swan. And now it opens up a little bit. Another nice big travel by Rob Swan there, but it ends up being a turn rather than a goal this time. White can't get there. And picks it up. Was not looking long, which is unusual. Gets to Matt Svardos. Svardos pops one up over Waz's head, but again it catches that air. Matt White. Sorry, Lachlan White. And then Rob Swan puts a hammer, but that adds spice. And it's Matt Svardos managing to get the turn. So players just not adjusting to the wind. See that hammer. Big ask for his opponent, for his teammate. Nice hammer, crossfield hammer to Svardos. Matt looks, sits in the backhand position, fakes the scuba, then throws the scuba. Challenging read for but he's been around long enough. He knows how to read a frisbee. Now he goes with the double helix hammer, and it's grabbed, but it is OB. Nick Hodgson, he did his best to catch it, but he can't do anything about keeping it in. And he's going to get a run on Puppy, as all young bucks do. Swan. Actually, they've gone to one-on-one coverage, match coverage. Big wide swing works really well for Finn. But an excellent bit of D by Chantel Jones. Got close enough to Lila Apple. And now everyone will be shocked to hear that is faking a hammer. He's thinking about a hammer. Thinking about a hammer. Oh my, he throws the hammer. It's a double helix hammer. It's designed to come back into Svardos. So he met every bit of that. It looked like it was going to Susan Dedman, but make no mistake, he was hitting Svardos with that. Unfortunately, there was a turn by Svardos, and now CAF can look to put a nail in the coffin here. Rob Swan with it, gets the swing across to Finn. I don't know if anyone's been marking Finn this game, and Finn throws, gets the goal. It's caught, I think it's Lila Apple. It is. So CAF jump out to 5-10. Some nice throws in there, but also some throws just not accounting for the wind. Nice grab. That one wasn't a gimme either. So CAF want to put a lid on. They switched off last game and it wasn't a good idea for them. Let's have a look here. So you'll see that was one of his first hammers, which was very nice, opened up the field. Here's his second one, which was a nice, actually an exceptional grab to be fair, from the young lad Nick Hodgson. And then here's his third. So it tracks out as if it's going to hit Fiona Apple, but he's intentionally put the double helix on it, so Svardos can have it. And there was a nice bid by Sudas, but there was no way Sudas could actually get that disc, and if he did, he was probably going to foul Svardos. So, pull coming from M. Hodgson is a good one, all things considered. It is short, but it's in, and it gives their team a chance to set up very challenging conditions for the Pullers. Craig Graham gets it back off one of the Barons. Belinda Wilson over to Baron 1. It's Nathan Hames, but there's a turn. Now it's Cam Bennett. Cam Bennett with it, hits M. Hodgson. M looks and he shoots. And he goes to, he goes to hit Max Magny. But Jez Barron with some pretty honest D. He knew he was no chance if he fouled him, so he just stuck his hands up. Couldn't have done much more, so he goes, right, I'll just pretend I'm at a Kanye festival, get the jukes up and not do much more. So Aiden Barron bringing it in. He goes, he jacks it back, flick. It's taken by Nathan Hames, who then throws a long disc. They're running and gunning, and Aiden Barron scores the goal. That's Sarah Gillett catching the goal. Burley Griffins. Use a bit of quick flow. Bring it back to 6-10. Nice little bit of Karate Kid grab here. Just sticks the leg out. Not sure about that, but again, nothing malicious in it. And there's a nice grab because that disc was dying quickly. That's Jez Barron there. Holds his composure. Moves it to Aiden. And then Aiden Barron scores the goal to Sarah Gillett. Around the grounds, Crank leading Paradigm 7-6. I believe they're trading. And Hello Newman are down, looks like 10-7 against Monstars. Alrighty. Burley Griffins with the pull. Send it. And it rolls and it rolls and it will come in pretty much bang on halfway at the sideline. With Burley Griffins setting up a zone. Looks like a 1-3-2-1 with their middle in the fence actually playing more of a short deep. So maybe more along the lines of conventional cup. White. Receiving it from Swan, hits Epstein back to White. Epstein comes through the cup. White can't get her, now he does. Epstein back to White. White, very nice grab. That was Sally Yu, I'm pretty sure. He then does well with the throw. That's exactly what she meant. Don't worry about that, she meant that. Ben Sudis with the grab. So a nice grab by Sally. And then finished it with a goal. Nice big swing. That was going with a bit of pace. Did well to hold on to it, even all the way to the ground too. And then inside out, back at it. Went straight over Epstein's head, but she said, I'm not throwing to you. Going to Sudis. Even if she wasn't, she should claim it. See if we can get Sally on the mic sometime in the next point or two. So the Paradigm game really starting to step up. I've just stuck my hand over and seen a horrible pick call. So Calf pulls. Burley Griffin run, pick up. Looks like a straight up force. Calf don't mind. They go and put it. Reese on was, oh, I don't know what was did. He decided not to grab it. And then put his hand on his head to go, oh, I should have not done that. Should have done the other thing, which was grab it. So Reese went early. He was trying to sucker Was in. He knew he'd have to go early, but then Was just kind of let it sit over the head. He had to sit. So, Calf with it now. They're working it through. Caro to Cam Bennett. Lila gets it back to Reeve. Holly Reeve. Back to Reese. Back to over to Caro. M. Hodgson. Sorry, to Cam Bennett. Reese. Almost thinks about a little trouble. Holly Reeve. Holly just faking, Was out. Sold the candy. Cam Bennett looks, thinks about it, brings it back. Goes Max, very close to the sideline. Now they want to just get a little bit of space. Caro's looking in the middle. But a really nice throw from Cam. Was his tight on the mark. He's just letting those breaks out. Reese to Caro. Caro bobbled, but Cam Bennett manages to clean it up. He's got Caro if he needs her. He does. And over to Reese. Reese, nice composed throw to Epstein. Sorry, to Holly. Holly Reeve. Over to Reese. Reese now at his attacking brick mark, goes to Caro, gets the give go. Could have gone again, but then looked upfield instead. Instead he has Caro when he needs her. Goes another give go. Caro looks him off, sends it back over to Cam Bennett, and then Cam gets a little toey. Didn't need to do it. He rips his hat off, he knows it. Unfortunate there for CAF. They earned that one. There was some really good discipline. They'd run the cup out of shape. And now he'll want to finish this in one. No, he doesn't. He comes, he gets it through to Mats Vardos. Mats Vardos thinks about sending it. He doesn't. He goes under with the backhand, but it's a little low. It's too low for Nick Hodgson. Caro throws, but that one's out of bounds. So a few turns this point, 7-10, proving a long one. I tell you what, if it went to 8-10, there'd be a couple of thoughts from the CAF team. Don't want to get stuck in a dogfight again like they did against Monstars and get jumped at the end. Here we go, bang, he sends the backhand. It's Hodgson on marking, and Hodgson grabs it. I don't think he's in, but he's got two runners that have gone with him. He just has to be composed. He hasn't got a cannon, he calls a timeout. And his whole team groan. Because I don't think they enjoy the thought of 6 of their opponents getting to sit in the end zone. And I tend to agree with them. Oh, nice. Well, in any case, pay credit to the grab first. At Max Magni to deal with. Gets just in front of him, incredibly close. And then he has 2 runners. You see 2 white shirts. To be fair, Reeve got back. But then he had 2 more coming down the right side. So really nice grab, copped a little bit of attention, but nothing untoward. Looks, does well, keeps his composure, and then goes, boosh. I'm going to put 7 more defenders in there. That'll make things easier. Oh well, if they score, they won't care. CAF certainly will, that'll make it 10-8. And then start to be looking over their shoulders like they did in the Monstars game. Apologies those at home, just battling a little bit of a cold. Apologies to my fellow crew. Whew. Thank you, Mike. Mike said it's okay. So, Nick Hodgson. He was the hero when he took the long grab. I'm not saying he's a villain yet, because he called the timeout. All right, we're in. Hodgson, come to Woz, and then Woz to Hodgson, but he's bobbled it and he's dropped it. And he's called a foul. He got a little bit of contact. He was very quick to call it. Sudis, a pretty reasonable player, wants to have a chat about it. Maybe a little bit of contact on the lower half. Maybe. Let's have another look. There's a hand on the back. I think his hand's actually, yeah, his hand's up near his ab. So it was tapped back in. It was brought back in, but Caro, they went upstairs again with a high release backhand. This time Caro had trouble reeling it in. Oh, sorry. Caro's defender had trouble. She was actually in front. And yeah, it was. Caro got the D. Of course, Caro didn't drop it. Garamar playing very well. So, Cam Bennett, lovely, perfect crossfield flick. Hits Ruby Blackwell. Gets it back. Cam Bennett playing with a smile on his face. He's enjoying his work. That crossfield flick. Holly Reeve. Was almost gets a hand on it. Holly does really well to throw around him. To Cam Bennett, who spent it before he had it off Reese. Burley Griffins will have another crack. Has a look. He's got two deep. He sticks a quick one. He's going to have pace under it. Oh, sweet grab. Well, I don't know if anyone saw someone out the back. Everyone was looking at Chantel Jones. And working at the actual player who scored the goal. I think that was Belinda Wilson. It is Belinda Wilson out the back. Lovely reflex bid. So unfortunately for Cam, Cam kind of looked upfield before he'd secured the disc, which in these windy conditions you don't want to do. And then Was sticks it. Now he's looking at to the top of screen. That's Belinda Wilson. And that sits behind. Really nice grab. That is excellent. It was Chantel Jones competing for the disc initially, but then Belinda Wilson. Reflex bid. Gets under it, and Burley Griffins, wouldn't you know it, make it 10-8. So over on the other field, Monstars Hello Newman's tightened up a little bit to 11-9, and it sounds like the calls have too. The pull has actually landed on their field, but as they've been doing for the last few minutes, there's been a call, so nothing going on that field. And conversely, it's close on the other field as well with Paradigm and Crank still trading. So, all games starting to tighten up here. White with the disc. Mr. White wants to get a dump back. Concedes a lot of ground to M. Hodgson, who stares at the frisbee before deciding to catch it. Hodgson, an overhead scuba. It's Sally Yu to Rob Swan, who throws a big reflex hammer to Finn, who bobbles and grabs. He had to bobble and grab because Nick Hodgson flashed in front of his face to make life hard, but Finn grabs it. On the second bite, 11-8, they release the pressure. Nice bid from Nick Hodgson. That was M. Hodgson, just deciding to catch the dump that had been thrown to him, which is good. Throws the scuba. That was Sally Yu. So then Rob unleashes a vicious hammer. Finn does well. Breathing the hard ones. Tell you what, we could probably make a highlight reel of Finn's facial expressions this game. Doing his best blowfish impression after his Warnie impression earlier in the game. We might grab Finn for a second. As we watch Burley Griffins come down, pull the cans on Finn. Burley Griffins try to work it through a zone. Finn, we'll grab you in a second. We've got a couple of questions about your general facial expressions whilst you play. Got Barron into Sam Shepherd. Sam Shepherd holds. Aggressive zone. Back to one of the Barons. I think that's Aiden Barron. Back to Shepherd. Shepherd upstairs. Goes to Jez Barron. Back to Aiden Barron. Shepherd. I'm not sure if anyone's told Shepherd or the brothers Barron that there are 7 players on the field. They don't seem to care. And you know what? They scored the goal. All right. Oh, you're going to go play. Right, well, we lost Finn. That was one of the better interviews I've done today. So that was a hack point if your name was Shepherd or Barron. Sorry? There's another Shepherd. Yeah, so we got a couple of Shepherds. Shalard. I was giving you a couple more stats than I should have. Shalard, not Shepherd. Nice, high releases. Apologies to Sam Shalard there. Calling him was. Looks like there's been a big score on the Hello Newman game. I think that makes it 12-9, everyone up and about. Yeah, they're taking their time between points. So Burley Griffins keep touch. 9-11. We'll get confirmation on that score. I think someone's got the scoreboard on the field wrong. They've got the scoreboard here as 8-12. I don't think it's that. Pretty sure it's 9-11. As Was Shepherd comes in, he pulls one of his better ones for the day. We can confirm the score is 9-11. To Caff. And Hodgson holds. Gets it through, works it through nicely. White. Holly Reeve throws a nice leading pass to Rob Swan. Rob keeps his foot down for a change. Good on him. Then over to Emmy Tao. Finds White. White to Reeve. Reeve gives up ground to Hodgson, but Hodgson makes it back up on the swing and goes to Rob Swan. Swan to Tao. Back to Swan. Wearing a little bit of activity, a little bit of attention from the fence. But Tao and Swan. Swan getting every second pass, just really getting busy. Pulls 2. Cops a little bit of attention in the wall. And Susan Dedman having a tough time, is Susan. Much less intentional, or not either of them were intentional, but I think Rob was kind of blindsided. I don't think there's anything malicious. He's gone through again, runs. He's kind of in front. Yeah, nothing intentional, malicious about that. I think Susan have a fair point. She was impeded from stopping the next throw. Probably right outcome. Send the disc back, see what happens. So we do have Finn here. We're going to grab Finn, even if this score is a goal. Hodgson holds. High count, gets it over to White. White. Lovely crossfield throw to Holly. She's going to have to deal with the sideline. I think she does. Does very well if she's towed it. Holly over to White, and there's a pick call. So just bring that mic down there, mate. So we've got Finn. Finn, tell us about your facial expressions. Do you want us to give you a heads up as to what we've seen?
Surely on my spotty hammer catches, tend to make some cringy faces sometimes, I guess.
It was a cringy face there. You also had a very nice put at one point.
Correct,
so this
yes.
one here, what do you notice about this? Just take careful look at your face.
The tongue
comes out. So M. Hodgson back live. M. Hodgson with the disc on the end zone line. Looks up, can't get it. Goes to Rob Swan. Rob Swan to White. White in the corner. He's got Hodgson back. He's also got Swan. Rob Swan to M. Hodgson. They're collapsing around. Oh, and Sau does well to grab, but there was a lot of courage from the Burley Griffins player. That was Sarah Gillett. I don't think that's a goal. I think that's the right outcome. Sarah put her body on the line, but Sau definitely had a good right to catch that disc. So, yeah, between blowing in the hard ones and sticking your tongue out for half the game, you're rather one of the more entertaining units to watch.
Do my best.
Ooh, yeah, nice by Sau. He tried to avoid the contact, but Sarah Gillett putting her body on the line. So, yeah, what's going on with the tongue? It looks like a Warney kind of style impersonation.
Oh, surely a bit of inspiration from there, I guess. No, I'm not sure. Definitely not really aware of that happening on the field, but I'll see if I can get some more entertaining facial expressions in hopefully one more point where I get to play.
Yeah, so the score now is 9-12. You did get jumped a little bit last game after half.
Yep.
You had control of that all game. You're not going to choke it this time?
I'd like to think not. We came out a bit slack against Monstars in that second part. It's the tongue again, love it. Yeah. At least finish the clip there. Oh, of course.
And here's the spud throw.
Oh, dear. What have I done here?
We get you. It was a nice bit, and then...
Yep. I'm not used to getting good hammers from Rob Swan,
it's like you're blowing bubbles.
Yeah.
And
normally
a little jump shot.
Yeah, Rob, normally more prepared to get something a bit more pie-related from Rob. Getting something on my chest was a bit surprising.
Yeah.
It's a lovely hammer, though.
All right, best of luck for the rest of the game,
Thanks
Finn.
for that.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Cheers, guys.
All right, 11-9. Sorry, 12-9. Burley Griffins are going to have to win this on D if they want to. And Nick Hodgson starts, kicks things off, gets it to Shellard. Shellard over back to Hodgson. Nick Hodgson. Shellard. Nick Hodgson gets it inside, does well. Now these two work it with each other. They run out of space. Now they want to punch it back to the middle. Hodgson holds. Two go in, but they make it work. That's Graham. So, yes, Craig Graham, but Craig Graham drops, unfortunately, and now chance for Caff to finish it. Reeve over to Hodgson. M. Hodgson this time. He hits Cam. Cam makes sure of it this time, and then Cam sticks the flick. It's caught. Lila Appel right on the end zone line. Wants to finish it. Goes to Yu. Sally Yu with the flick. Ends it. Bell Lamb with the final goal. Needle Lamb. Caff learn the lessons, they hold on. 13-9 was the score. They take it over Burley Griffins. Oh, well, I'm ahead of myself slightly. Trying to give Caff the win. Time kept went in that point, so we'll add one more. So it will be a game of 14. That wrong. 13-9 is the score. We're sure that's wrong. $13-9. So someone gave the wrong team a point. You can watch the game if you want. All right. Game point has been signalled by the advisors. Game to 14. Burley Griffins are to win this. Are we doing it on their D? Rob Swan, cracking pull. Nick Hodgson moves it out to Matt Svardos. Svardos. Back to Hodgson. Nick Hodgson. Looks a junk look, aggressive junk look. Wants Svartos behind. Gets him, concedes ground to Svartos. Svardos back. But Epstein almost grabs it, but Hodgson managed to get it, gets it back. And then Hodgson goes the low backhand, but Swan's in the way, as is M. Hodgson. And M. Hodgson goes rips a big hammer to Finn. Finn grabs it, keeps up a good head of steam, picks himself up. And easy as you like, that's to Tsao. And that's the game. CAF take it. 14-9. They learned their lessons from last game. We may just give ourselves a minute here. We may look to see if we can jump over to another game. I think they're in their final stages. We'll confirm it. We'll take a look at a couple of highlights in the meantime, but stick with us. We may see if we can get the end of another game. If we film this one, you've got to pick a one. I'd rather this one, but how blocked does it get? Okay. Cool. Roman, who's up? You, 9-7. All right, so we're going to stick with the action. We're going to stay with action now, live action. We're going to take it to Paradigm versus Crank. Paradigm up 9-7. Given this will either be to finish it or to then add another and go to Paradigm score 11. I don't think they've scored after cap, so Hope puts it into Moskovich, who just streamed past. Moskovich gives a nice spike. Hope good enough to warn his opponents to say, you might be wearing a disc on your head, thanks to my Tool teammate. Another came of it. So, 10-7. And Crank with a bit of work to do. Walking slowly back to the line. And in one of the challenges of the game, F Troop and Crank have just finished up. I don't know who's won, but it was 13-all, so it meant it went to Universe. You would have expected F Troop to win, given that Hills have had a tough time of it so far. But to take it 13-all, well done, regardless of which way it went. All right, 10-7. And Monstars took it 14-9 over Hello Newman. I think both those teams go through. Sorry, top one went straight through to the quarter, which would likely be Monstars. Hello Newman will now have another game this afternoon. Perhaps on the showcase field, we think. So it'll be Hello Newman versus likely the third from one of the other pool. As Paradigm pool, it gets past Crank, but I don't think there was any contact on it. And that one rolls well out the back. And Crank, oh, they did take it. They did touch it. It is taken from the back. So they're right in at the back. Alex PV. Struggling to get it out. It must be a high count. Well, is there no one counting? The count would be at about 27 before PV eventually lets it off. Gets it to James Nichols. It looks like a turn. And the swing pass goes straight out. So Paradigm with a chance to seal it. It'll be Ash Evans walking to the disc, picking the disc up. PV is going to mark him. Rodney's sitting in Jared Cowan sitting in the dump position. Cowan goes up the line, looked off. Wise decision. Jesse does well. He gets the bid, keeps his toes down, scores the goal. That's the game. All right, on that, we will leave it. We'll leave it at that. We'll get you some highlights of the CAF versus Burley Griffins game. Well done to CAF, well done to Monstars, and well done to to Paradigm. Bad luck to Hello Newman. They've got to play again this afternoon. We'll be back at 4:30 for the last time slot of the day. And knockout pre-quarter, we'll let you know who the teams are as soon as we know.
Multi.tv.